Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here, as the recording of this Tuesday, June 28, 2022. Piping hot caffeinated beverage, Dunkin' Donuts. What do they call Dunkin' Donuts here?
They call it Dunkies most of the time. It's been 5 years since we've seen each other, bro.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Dunkies. I called it Dunkies by accident about a week ago, and I knew I heard it somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they call it. And the thing is, you can get them on this. There's like a Dunkin' Donuts every mile in New England almost.
It's kind of like Tim Hortons in Canada.
Yeah.
You have Tim Hortons here?
Nope. If you go up north in like Buffalo area, New York, you can see some Tim Hortons.
I was in Buffalo and I had Tim Hortons.
Yep.
You were saying it's been 5 years, 2017. You stay with me in Hollywood when I lived there.
Did.
And now I'm out here. And what are we doing today?
We're doing Medfield State Hospital.
Medfield State Hospital has a Silent Hill vibe.
Yep.
Also, Shutter Island was filmed out here.
It was.
With Leo DiCaprio. You've been here many, many times. I have never been here.
Dude, this place is amazing. And it's cool because when we go up there, you're gonna see a big reveal. And it's gonna feel like we're in a village and like we're secluded away from everybody. It's gonna be amazing.
I like that. And I have a couple other ideas. I don't know if we're gonna get to them, so I'm not even gonna announce them. I'm gonna keep it.
We're gonna wing it the day, right?
We're gonna wing it. I'm gonna keep it teaser free because if we don't do what I have in mind, no one will know that I even mentioned it.
That is very true.
All right, I'm inviting you to join me and exploring with Josh, who is started a vlogging channel.
I am.
What's your vlogging channel?
So it's just Josh and you, and it's gonna be the most weirdest oddity things we can ever do is gonna be on that channel. We're vlogging. We're vlogging here.
Do you even vlog, bro? Just joshing you? You're not joshing me, are you?
No, it's real. It's happening.
All right, join me. And Josh, shall you? And people do walk their dogs out here. It is a public park. So really there are some rules in place, like go at your own risk, but you are allowed to go out here. You just cannot go in the buildings. Entering in the buildings may pose serious risk. Grounds closed from dusk till dawn. But it's daytime, so we can walk around through here. So this is the village you were talking about.
Yeah, so this is where the nurses would all stay.
So this was an active hospital. Have you done a lot of videos out here?
I've done 3.
You've done 3 videos out here in the past.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts here. It gets super big when it opens up.
It gets super big when it opens up? What do you mean?
Yeah, because there's a reveal when you get
Oh, gotcha. I forgot about the reveal.
Yeah.
This looks like something out of a horror film.
I know,
like Children of the Corn or like Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, look at this. Like you could like use this as like a Midwestern farmhouse if you just kind of focused on this. No one would even know that we were in the area of Boston that we're in.
That's true.
Well, technically this isn't Boston.
Outskirts though.
Outskirts of Boston?
I'd say so. It's like an iconic thing. They redid the fence for it. Well, the roof.
Oh, the top part?
Yeah. It's been here forever.
It's like something out of Lord of the Rings. It's like a Hobbit house, kind of.
Yeah. I don't even know what would have been in here.
Burn the witch! Burn the witch! That's what I don't know why I was thinking that, but that's what it kind of saying there. It's like you're going through, what's it called, TSA security?
Yeah.
At the airport, right? Put your hands up. So this is for a truck. This is going to the top of a truck? What was this? Or is this a sign?
That is something I actually don't
Kind of reminds me of how like a truck will pull up and then they like will dump the water in, but I'm looking at that, I don't think it is like a water pipe. I don't know what that is. I think it's an old signage. But you can see a lot of people just wandering around out here. Is that Leonardo DiCaprio? All right, is this the reveal you're talking about over here?
No, so right behind this building it reveals and it opens up like the village and all the buildings because you can't tell it's here. And when they first built this place, they wanted to keep it hidden from the public. They didn't want anyone to know about this, and yeah.
So it's yeah, I remember when you were driving me over here.
Yeah.
Started to realize that it really is kind of like hidden back in like an area, like a residential area, kind of around the outskirts.
Well, a lot of dangerous people had to stay here and they wanted to keep it away from the public.
All right, going up this hill. This is the reveal.
Yep. Starts off the journey.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Look at this courtyard.
Now you can kind of just get an idea, like, oh snap, like we're in like a village.
Wow, Wow, look at all the buildings back there. Was there ever a time that this was completely off limits? You wouldn't even be able to walk?
Yes, when 5 years ago, I couldn't walk here, but I had to sneak and walk through every building, bro.
Wow, but now it's a public park.
2 years ago, they turned it into a public park.
I've noticed a lot of places are doing that now, where you can't go in the buildings, but you're allowed to, you know, walk your dogs, have picnics, things like that.
Yeah.
They're keeping the grass mowed.
Yep, that's nice. A lot of asbestos and mold in these buildings, though.
Yeah, it wouldn't be wise to go in there.
Nope.
I didn't realize there were going to be this many buildings out here. I was thinking maybe 1 or 2. There's like 25 or 40. 25 or 30 or 40.
There might be like, I think there's 32 to be honest.
32?
I think there is.
That's between 25 and 40.
Yeah.
I don't know why I skipped over 30 and 35, but...
Yeah, so this was the morgue.
That was the morgue?
Yep.
I was just thinking about...
And underground tunnels. Every building had an underground tunnel that led to the morgue. So when you died, they would take you underground so people can't see you above.
So there's underground tunnels under here?
Yep, every building has an underground tunnel here.
Did you ever get into the underground tunnels?
Never got to.
Now this is not the correct time by any means. In fact, both times on either side are different. The minute hand
Oh yeah, huh?
is different on both sides, even though it looks kind of similar, it is different time frame. And there's a smaller clock up there on the top tower. Is that a secondary clock in that window, that little circular thing? I can't tell.
Dang, I don't know either.
But there's the little directional area, north, south, east, and west.
What is that, like a wind charm, you think? What is that?
What do they call that? A weather main? Weather vane? I always... Weather main.
Is that it? Weatherman.
Weather main. I always say vane for some reason. But the clock is made out of wood. You can see the decomposing wood there. And it looks like there's a little slot where something would pop out, maybe like a cuckoo clock kind of style. But over here, there's like some seats set up. A couple people over there, you know, out for the morning stroll. Or I don't even know what time it is, daytime stroll, noonish. I feel like this would be a really great place for a haunt, like in September and October. Do they do any haunt stuff out here?
They don't. That would be a good idea, though. It's cool.
I could definitely see, you know, some scare actors out here setting it all up. And what got me thinking about that is there's some pallets set up there that kind of remind me of the setup of like a queue line for a haunt.
They made a whole archway right there, and that would be a way to go into the asylum.
Oh, for Shutter Island?
Movie, yeah.
So that's like leftover kind of deterioration of the...
like residue from an
Really?
entrance they made for an entrance.
So when you watch Shutter Island, you can see the archway that's there.
Yep.
But see how they have these pallets set up over here? It kind of...
Yeah, this is new. I don't know what's going on here.
That's what made me think like maybe they were setting up for some kind of a haunt or something.
There gotta be some event.
Oh, you know, I think the last time I saw you was not 2017. I remember when it was. We were at Knott's Scary Farm.
Oh yeah, for October. How long ago was that though?
I don't think it was 2017.
think it was like 18?
Yeah, probably.
I remember you took me there, and that was fun.
We went on the log ride.
Yep.
I'm just talking about nothing. Nothing at all. We're just reminiscing. So the boys were on this side, and the girls were on the other side of the property. So these were like, not dorms, but... So was this part, were these the workers or part of the hospital?
All the hospital. So
This is all hospital beds and stuff were in there?
Yeah.
So it's interesting because the hospital was separated into different buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it wasn't one large facility. It was a big complex, but this is one building, and this is a totally separate building. It's not connected. Is it connected?
No.
Oh, it is connected.
No, it's not.
Okay, which one is the steps that Leo sat on?
Oh, so it's more down there.
Oh, it's down that way?
Yep. It's for the ending movie.
Every time I keep seeing the steps, I'm like, those are the steps
Yeah.
that Leonardo DiCaprio stepped on, or stepped and sat on.
Yeah.
This is a cool sign with the angel wings. Remember us, for we too have lived, loved, and laughed.
Could like, sometimes.
I just got a bug in my eye. Dude, like a mosquito just went right in my eye.
I was gonna say you might put a like interview someone here or something. Sometimes there's workers here.
Like the dog walkers? Yeah. Got the water tower peeking up there. And this is the cafeteria here with the windows all boarded up. Or was the cafeteria. I just really like how many people are out here walking with their dogs.
Yeah, it's really relaxing.
Hey, with the birds chirping. There is an active basketball court here. So if we had a b-ball, we'd come out here and shoot some hoops.
We could have. That would have been a good place to shoot, huh?
It's just one goal though here on this side. Yeah, it's still there.
Should have had a basketball. I wonder who was the last person to dunk.
Can you dunk?
Nope.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Dunk in. It's open now. Keep this gate closed. Oh, you can't keep the gate closed. That's as far as it goes. All right. No closing the gate.
You did try.
I tried following the rules. And down the way here, it looks like they're doing a little construction or tearing something out. Or digging a hole.
Digging a really big hole.
Yeah, they're not tearing anything down. Maybe just breaking up the concrete.
Yeah, I wonder what they want to do. Maybe you should go ask him while he's working.
Yeah, I don't think he would probably like that. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like the nosy neighbors.
Would you have already put an edit in here?
An edit?
Would you ever had to take this long?
I would have done a cut.
You would have done a
TikTok
cut?
Like, you know what I mean?
No, so I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna keep this rolling.
See how it goes. Maybe
Yeah.
they might be excited to see what's happening right there, though.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. You know what? You should do your whole video on just that. Yep.
Part of the fence is gone.
Yep.
So you can
those are the steps.
Those are the steps?
Those are the steps.
Those are the Leo steps?
Yep, the Leo steps.
Yes, from the ending.
Yep.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Those are the ones.
Those are the ones. He sat there and he's like, oh, I'm gonna do the lobotomy or something. And then he gets up and he walks away. And it was right here.
I gotta sit in the same spot. Okay, we've been standing here for about 5 minutes, so we scoured some clips of the film, and we were incorrect. That is not where Leonardo DiCaprio sat. That was from another scene in the movie.
Yeah.
So we've got to find where Leo sat.
Yeah, we're gonna find it though.
We're on a mission.
We're on a mission.
We're not. That's a teaser. That's a teaser.
Yeah. What does that mean?
That's a little weird. That says Velociraptor containment. Carnivore handlers only within. Okay.
What is that?
That's dinosaur. That's like from like Jurassic Park.
What is
A
that?
velociraptor is a dino.
I don't see any dinos here.
No. What the heck? Okay, they had to have used this for some sort of theming. Or maybe that's just... Why is that there?
Maybe it's like a...
Did I really scare you?
A little bit.
So you're saying X-Men was filmed out here as well?
In a building.
In one of the buildings?
In one of the buildings. Down there. We have to hike though. Adventure.
Which X-Men was it?
Don't remember. But I can assure you, X-Men was filmed here.
Sure, Josh.
Yeah.
Are you just joshing me?
No, I mean it. I mean it.
Okay, we have discovered where the sidewalk was that DiCaprio walked down at the end of Shutter Island. Looks a lot different. A lot different now, modern day, but basically as we're sitting right here on these steps, which is not the steps he sat on. It was right there where that stage, I showed that a minute ago, where they built that fake archway. But that was the sidewalk there that he walked down. Right there. And there was planters on either side. And the camera kind of pans there. You see that tree. And there's a long, slow, steady movement of the camera there. I'll go walk over to the base of the sidewalk, but that's it, and the archway was right there. It's been replaced by the stage. Very difficult to match up, but this is it. And there's like a little... where the sidewalk goes down, it kind of veers off to the left and the right there. But he walks past, a couple guys are standing here, and he kind of goes through the middle of them. But you can see, you can see the remnants of where that archway was.
So cool. I could hold the camera, you could walk down and reenact
All right.
it. Yeah. That would be sick if you post it like that.
Do I look like DiCaprio?
Kinda, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't.
Slight resemblance.
Yeah.
And they're kind of in his way, and he just kind of does a little shift. like that. That's it.
Dang.
There's my acting right there for the day. Nailed it. Cut. Whoa. Cut. Wrap it up. Nailed it. If you watch that scene, the camera kind of goes along the side of this pathway, this road, and past some concrete pylons on either side, and then this is the image you see before you. Now it's kind of tough to see because it's kind of silhouetted out there, but the tree's the same and the steeple over there is the same. Let me show what it looks like in the film. With the guards opening the gate, of course the tree has a lot less leaves on it then, and they just really set decorated that building dramatically from what it looks like now, or maybe it was like that and maybe they've taken it apart since then. What is that, 2010?
Yeah, 2010 or 11.
If you walk up, you can just see what it looks like current day. There's that sidewalk, these very distinctive patterns here, the circular pattern of the sidewalk. And there's that steeple, or clock tower. That is awesome. Okay, I had to look it up. The X-Men was called New Mutants, and stars one of the guys from Stranger Things. He plays Jonathan in Stranger Things, was in New Mutants. And they used the basketball court we were at, so we're gonna walk back over the basketball court. So we were here a little bit ago, we wondered, you were asking who was one of the last people to play basketball?
Yeah.
It was one of the New Mutants!
It was Jonathan the whole time.
Well, to be honest, I've never seen that movie, so I don't know if the guy from Stranger Things in the new X-Men was shooting hoops, but
he was flying around in the trailer.
He was swirling around in here. Okay, we are approaching a labyrinth. Right there. Looks like the labyrinth is kind of grown over.
Yeah, there's a sign for it too over there.
Do you know the difference between a labyrinth and a maze?
No, what is it?
So the difference between a labyrinth and a maze is a labyrinth, you can start off at the beginning, and as long as you follow it, as long as you follow it one direction, you will end up in the middle.
Oh, so
a maze, you could have a stopping point. Oh my gosh. So I've stated that whole labyrinth fact probably in 3 or 4 videos over the years. And is this actually going to is this going to confirm it? A labyrinth is a circular path that leads to the center of an elaborate design and back out again. It is not a maze. One cannot get lost. It reduces stress, quiets the mind, and opens the heart. It is said as you enter, as one person, you leave and have been changed into another. Walk well. You can't even see it from here. You think the X-Men walked around in that labyrinth? I really like the pillars on this one.
yeah.
There was also a movie called The Box. Filmed out here, parts of it. Cameron Diaz was in it. But not the whole movie, just a couple scenes. And this ramp, no longer in use. Now going back to the car, noticing over here, cannot go past this tree. They do have a posted sign. But back when you weren't allowed on this property, you know, the property down there that now anybody can walk through. This is where anyone that was watching over the premises would stay and make sure no one was doing anything wrong by trotting onto the property. Except now you're allowed to, but this building's still here, kind of rotting away. Can't go over there now, according to that. I don't think I showed this on the way in. There's a little parking area right at the entrance point to this kind of little rock wall that leads into the property. Kind of neat with the moss on it. All right, moving on to some other spots. All right, we've now commuted probably a good half hour or so over to Franklin Park, which reminds me a lot of Griffith Park in LA in more ways than one, because there is an old zoo that's not used at Griffith Park in LA, and there's an old zoo, even though there's a new zoo directly behind where we're walking. Up this little incline, somewhere in these woods, is the old Franklin Park Zoo area. We're gonna go find it. I was here about 10 years ago, but I do not remember where it's located. And I guess what happened was, when the zoo expanded, they ended up moving the bears. Oh, look at this.
What is that, rabbit?
Yeah. Little bunny. bunny?
You think he lives in the bear pit?
Maybe. You seen any bears? That's awesome. But when the zoo expanded, this is probably, I don't know, a few hundred yards, maybe more. There's some butterflies.
Wow.
They left all these cages up here. There's also a movie filmed here as well, directed by Clint Eastwood back in the early 2000s called Mystic River. Sean Penn was in it, Tim Robbins was in it, Kevin Bacon was in it. See if I can find the pit that they used for the scene where Sean Penn is yelling about his daughter. Pretty dramatic scene. This might be right here. This might be the pit right here.
Wow.
It's all overgrown with ivy. So the zoo opened in 1912. In fact, it's etched in the wall here. That's pretty awesome, the carving of the two bears with the Boston City skyline there behind it. 1912. Never been up here before?
No. I've never even seen a picture of this place. I like it. Look at the cages, man. Even the rock. The rock hasn't moved in forever.
Just noticing that you can see the top of the little archway where the bear carvings was in that scene from Mystic River. Sean Penn's running up the staircase here. You know, obviously this isn't a filming location video, but gotta mention it. There's the angle there where he's running up the side of those stairs. As shown right there, there they are, kind of going up the same. It looks exactly the same. I think even in the movie it was really run down as well, so it's still run down to this day in 2022. And this was in fact the pit, the hole here. And Kevin Bacon would have been standing on the other side of this metal pole, and there was more of a kind of a wrought iron rusted out fence there. What you can really look for though is this little metal piece kind of pull back where he was standing. I'll kind of show how it kind of lines up. And there's that bear carving, and there's Kevin Bacon walking past right there, and there's that little notch in that little metal section. I always like finding that kind of stuff. I thought about maybe jumping down in there, but that's probably not the wisest idea, because like there's leaves there, but it might be deeper than the way it looks. What do you think? They think that's the ground there, or is that pile of leaves?
It's all leaves, because you look in the video, you look how they went deeper down.
It's really deep.
Yeah.
So my first thought is I'm just going to jump down in there, but you might end up sinking, so let's not do that. I've made that mistake before.
Oh, no.
With mud and things. Stepping in mud and then sinking way down farther than... I'm amazed that you never even knew this place existed.
Nah, man, I do abandon all this. I've never seen it. Never even heard of it, but this is a cool photo. That statue's incredible.
Doesn't it remind you of the old LA Zoo a little bit?
Yeah, no, it does. I think this part's a little bit better than the old LA Zoo.
I mean, the old LA Zoo does not have a carving like this.
I know. Dang.
And you got all the fencing up there to make sure that the bears could not get out. Man, look at those. This is something else. Just think, years ago in 1912, or around then, there would have been bears walking around here. Now I'm walking around in here. There's a whole other section over here. Now we looked this up, and this is not desolate. It is still used, but from this angle, it really looks as if the George Robert White Stadium is closed. This is an interesting carving. How the heck do you run like this? They're getting tangled up here. How would you be able to sprint? Oh, take a look at this tree. This tree's kind of creepy, and here's like this tunnel. This is called the Overlook Ruins. We're just walking right through the middle of this tunnel. This is quite the vibe going through here, right?
So I feel like it's something off It.
Yeah, just look out for Pennywise.
Yeah.
And there's some stairs here, some concrete stairs. There used to be a walkway that would go across above the tunnel, perhaps? Kind of looking down here. A couple different series of steps. There's the one we were on over there, and then there's this one as well. Yeah, they just tore all this out, whatever was here before. And here's some sort of fountain of some sort, or it could have been. Oh, this is another water fountain with the step down here. And then you got the water that comes out of there. This is called the Overlook, I believe they called it. Leading up into there where that former building used to be. Okay, about to get in the car and head over to another spot. I'm kind of noticing the modern day zoo is over here. In that area of Franklin Park, and you can see there's a giraffe right there in the middle of the screen. But notice these sculptures, they are not facing me to walk in the new zoo. They are facing into where the old zoo area used to be, which is very interesting. I mean, those sculptures have been there maybe since the early 1900s as well. All right, we've commuted over to Jamaica Plains, an area of Boston, suburb of Boston, where there's this mural. We're heading over to a faux place called the Noodle Barn. This is in the parking lot of the Noodle Barn. There it is, the front of it. Noodle Barn. Yeah. Thai and Vietnamese food. One thing I always get when I get pho, I always get spring rolls. So I got one order of spring rolls is 2 spring rolls. But in reality, the table got 4 spring rolls. We got 2 orders of spring rolls. I got spring rolls, Josh got spring rolls. I went with pho ga, which is basically just chicken soup. It's like a chicken soup, chicken noodle soup, if you will. I really like the broth as well. And then Josh ended up getting kind of like a noodle soup too, but he got tomatoes and stuff in his, which looks pretty dang tasty. And while we're over here in Jamaica Plains, I had to go by the Midway Cafe, which back in 2009, 2010, I was in a band that toured through here. We played inside the Midway Cafe. I could not remember the name of it, but I started to look up different venues around Jamaica Plains and realized that this is the spot. And now that I stand here, it really brings back a lot of memories. Boston's best live music. I was in a punk band 2009, 2010, give or take. And there's some pictures up on the wall. Is that Steve-O?
I thought so, is it?
No, it's not Steve-O. Kind of looks like it. Even though it says no parking, I do remember parking my van here to load in and out of the venue itself. And even though the banner on the stage has changed, that is the same stage. Yeah, younger me, probably, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago. That could symbolically be me up there. Probably the one on the right there playing, because I didn't have long hair like that, but maybe the other guy. I played bass guitar. A few clouds up there today. See if I see any silhouettes or shapes in the clouds. Yeah, a couple. And that's going to do it for today. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.